All right, so today I'm going to do my QEEG, which is a brain map of basic electrical activity in my brain. And I'm really excited about this. This should be really interesting. All right, we're here. Let me just say, so we're at the Neurofeedback Centers of Utah.
Right.
This is Greg Warden.
Yep.
And we're about to do a brain map, a QEEG, to get a basic read on the electrical activity of my brain, a baseline read.
That's correct. All right, so the QEEG stands for quantitative electroencephalogram. That's why we call it a brain map, right? Everybody can say that. And here's what we're going to do. Now, one thing I want to tell you, this procedure does not diagnose anything. Okay, we're looking for what's called dysregulated brainwave patterns. So those are brainwaves that don't exactly operate the way nature intended. And when that happens, symptoms appear. So that's all we're looking for. We're looking for two types globally, right? Which if we find a high probability of global dysregulation, there are 7 or 8 fun symptoms that go along with that. So we'll review them. And we're also looking for focal site. Okay, we know enough about the brain that, for example, the brain wave you're using right now, which is the beta wave, if I see a lot of that behind your forehead, I know you're a worrywart, okay? So these are the kind of things we're going to be looking for. So here's how the procedure takes place. We're going to have you sit in a chair. We're going to place this nylon cap on your head. You see these little white dots? There are sensors embedded, okay? They're just designed to make contact with the surface of your scalp. Technician is going to come in and insert a medical grade gel into these sensors so we make sure we've got good contact. They'll do a test and then we begin. So here's what I need you to do. 6 minutes, very still, with your eyes open. You can blink, don't make it an atomic blink, okay? And then 6 minutes with your eyes closed. And we'll record your brainwave patterns while that's going on. And I get the results instantly, and then we'll come in here and review them. And I'll just tell you what I see. Okay? Sounds good? Let's do it.
You know, you look really good when you're doing a QEEG. I feel like I'm a swimmer, you know? We did it. There we go. Look at that hair. I've got EEG face. It's like waffle face when you like take a nap.
So as I mentioned to you before, James, all we're looking for are dysregulated brainwaves, okay? So in this section right here, we're looking to see what is the percentage of probability that you have a globally dysregulated brainwave, okay? So here's the 4 we measured, alpha, beta, delta, and theta. And so when we go to alpha, the percentage of probability is over 70% that it is globally dysregulated. Now, symptoms appear at about 60%. So I'm going to review these. You can have all, some, or none, okay? But these are what's associated with alpha dysregulation. Depression, victim mentality, excessive self-concern, being passive-aggressive, irritable, rumination. Are you familiar with this term?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Anger, self-deprecation, agitation. And if we are depressed, you know, one thing we do is we start exercising avoidance behavior. We get very picky about where we go. And then when it gets really bad, we just don't go anywhere. Okay? All right, so that's what's associated. All right, let's step on to beta. 0% probability. This is associated with anxiety and insomnia and things like that. Delta theta dysregulation, 0% probability. This is associated with ADHD, cognitive decline, all that sort of stuff. Now, we did ask the software to take a look at all of your information and tell us what is the percentage of probability that your cognitive functions are being affected. And we got about 30% probability. This particular category, symptoms are going to appear around 40%, so we're way below symptomology. Okay? All right. Focal site. These are specific areas within your brain. I have 31 cognitive and emotional categories right here. Anything in red, the pattern, the brain pattern, is telling us you probably have this issue. Okay. If we see anything in yellow, yeah, you have the issue, but it's probably something we would have to remind you that you had. It's just not. It's not something you think about. Okay. It's not intense. And then anything in green you don't have. That's a lot of green, my friend. But we do have attention issues, issues with impulsivity and self-deprecation, slight issues with memory, visual processing, and verbal processing. Okay.
I'm going in pretty deep on this.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I would love if you would come back after every discipline and let's see what it did.
I'd love it.
Now you got my curiosity raised.
Yeah.
I want to see what happens. Well, hopefully you'll be able to help a lot of people.
Yeah, I hope so.
Right?
I hope so.
Pleasure, my friend.
Thank you.
You bet.
Appreciate it. Wow, that was crazy. It's weird to look inside your brain. I had no idea that it would show alpha wave dysregulation. That was fascinating. And everything else seems to be pretty much okay. But the data's the data, I guess, right? So looks like I'm going to actually do a QEEG kind of at multiple points along the way, so we'll see if anything changes.